Tuesday. Rocking and rolling. Let's kick it off, guys. Positive focus. We always want to start the meeting off with something positive. What are you feeling good about this past week, business-wise, personal-wise? You got a shout-out to give to anybody on the team? What do you got? What do you got? Let's go. I saw Mike's hand. Go up first. You're going to be an uncle. Let's go. All right. That's awesome, man. First one in the family? Wow. That's pretty cool, man. Congrats, man. That's definitely a blessing. Brandon, what you got?
Mark helped me put my first offering on a home. We didn't get it, but you know, that's okay. We got another place we're gonna probably put an offering on today. So
let's go. Let's give it up for that, guys. First offering on a place. Brandon's looking for a place for him and his wife, so doing a little home shopping. That must be fun, stressful, a little bit of both. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. What else we got, guys? Let's get a few more. Positive focus. Mark. Listing and contract. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That one gave you a little bit of a headache, right?
We kind of have a buyer coming back and forth and then circle back a week later, and just they seemed serious the whole time, and we finally got my seller to agree to terms. So the strong offer that's been closed quick. So
awesome, awesome. And this will be your first listing that you ran on your own, start to finish, getting it in contract, man. So that's a big accomplishment as well. Another one coming this week. Let's go. Let's go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me ask you this, Mark, while we're on that. What do you think you've learned from this process so far, just about managing listings, seller expectations, and all that stuff?
well, I think it's a tip that you guys gave, like a couple weeks back, of like sending your seller the updates. So
Yep.
I sent him an update on, you know, how many disclosure demos we had, how many Zillow saved, hearts on the Zillow account, and how many people came through the open house every week, and then how many private showings were requested.
Yeah.
And I gave him an update every Monday. So he kind of eventually, after 3-4 weeks, came to terms that, you know, the market's definitely not where it was at like 3-4 months ago when we signed this listing. And
Yep.
not much is sold in that complex since then either. So I was able to lower his expectations so that we could get into contract.
Yeah. That's a huge, I want to commend you for that, man, because that's something that we've talked about, right, over the last quarter, especially now that we're taking on a lot more listings, is we have to make sure we're staying in touch with our clients, right? We have to give them weekly updates, because when it comes time to readjust the expectations or do a price drop or anything like that, it's a lot easier to have that conversation, because now you're not having to convince them, they see it for themselves, right?
It's not a shock. Right?
It's not a shock. You're not getting that shock of like, oh, I thought it was one thing, now it's this. And then now you get clients who are upset. And a lot of listings are getting lost right now, right? Not on our team, but just in the industry, because, listing agents weren't prepared to have those conversations, right? Like they still have that mindset from like a few years ago where you just throw a listing on and 4 days later you got 10 offers. That's not how it works anymore, right? Once in a while you'll see that in certain pockets, but for the majority of sellers, like it's a battle right now, right? And so I want to commend you for putting that into action, because that honestly was a key to your success, right? Because what'd you guys price at originally?
689, and our comp expectation when we signed the listing was like 715.
Okay.
And most recent sold was like 660.
Yeah, it's a big drop, right? So had you not had kind of guided him this whole way, it was going to be a lot harder for you to get him to come to terms with that, right? And so just good job on that, guys. Let's give it up for Mark one more time. Those of you guys at home, got 90% of the people with cameras off. Let's get your cameras on, guys, so we know you're alive and well and you're not committing a crime or anything like that. Love to see your faces. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Don't worry. You could blur your background out. You could change the background. It's all good. See some faces. There we go. All right, cool. Like that. All right, we got one more. Another positive focus. Let's go, Matt.
Getting pretty good, consistent leads just from hosting open houses.
Nice. So you set up a buyer consult right this week?
No reply, but I did sync with Blanca.
Okay, you're working on one. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Open houses, guys, that's one of the pillars, right? So you're not working open houses, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. Quick reminder, what are like the 3 main pillars that we use here in our business at PRG to get deals and generate leads?
Sphere of influence is one.
Okay.
Calls and open houses.
Calls. Well, calls is we got to follow up with your leads, right? But where are we getting the majority of the leads from? What were the 3 pillars? Online leads, your sphere of influence, right? And open houses. Those are the 3, right? So if you're not doing the 3, if you're only doing one of those, you're missing out on an opportunity, right? We talked about this on our last training, is that when you have a table, if you want a solid, sturdy table, how many legs do you have to have on that table? At least 3 minimum, right? It's like a stool, bistro table. I don't know, right? 4, preferably, right? But at least 3 is a minimum, right? If you got 3 solid legs on that table's not going to fall, right? And we relate that to our business, right? Where if you at least have 3 solid ways that you're getting leads, right? Open houses, sphere of influence, and online leads, which we have a lot of those coming in, then your business is solid, right? You know, because there are going to be fluctuations. If you're only relying on SOI, sometimes your SOI is dry right now, right? They're not buying, they're not selling, right? It's hard to scale with just your SOI, right? Sometimes open houses could be slower depending on the market, right? You know, online leads, right? But if you have all those things coming in, then you got a full steady pipeline, right? And that's what we aim to solve. So I want to say that, right? Because those of you guys that are listening, think to myself, am I hitting all 3 of those pillars, right? At least those 3, right? There's other stuff you can do, but am I hitting at least those 3 consistently every month? Am I working at least 2 open houses a month at a minimum, right? Am I posted on social media? Am I reaching out to my sphere of influence, right? Am I taking online leads from the team? Because if you're doing all those, like if you look around the room, the people who are having consistent success, they're doing a combination of all of those.
Right. This is kind of, you know, when Brandon was talking about making the calls, it doesn't matter what lead source you're at. You have to make the call, right? Whether it's open houses, whether it's your sphere, you know, it's you got to pick up the phone and make the calls after the leads come in.
Yep,
right?
absolutely. The calls is the part that puts it all together, right? Good stuff, guys. All right, let's move on with a couple more items here on the agenda. Let me share my screen really quick. All right, just looking at deals for the month and what we got year to date. So for this month, guys, we got 5 deals pending, 1 signed listing. We're a little behind, right? We're like halfway through the month right now. We're approaching that halfway mark, so we definitely need to get this up. Our goal, I adjusted this goal a little bit, but I want to try to shoot for at least 15 pending deals each month, which we've gotten close to that pretty consistently, and at least 5 signed listings, right? So this is where we need to think, like, second half of the month, what do we got in the pipeline right now? Who are we actively showing homes to? What listings do we got on the market right now that can get an offer accepted, right? What sellers are we talking to who are close to go and pen the paper? Right? So I want you guys to think of that, because towards the end of our meeting, I'm going to want to get a pulse from you guys of what you guys got in the pipe, so we can kind of see what's coming down and forecast a bit. For the year, guys, 60 closed deals, 63 million, 10 deals pending for 10 million, 4 active listings, 7 listings coming soon. So we're at about 70 deals closed and pending for about 73 million or so. Hello, grab a seat anywhere. So yeah, guys, I mean, if we want to finish strong for the rest of the year, like, we got to focus on the month to month, right? And just keep getting those deals going. The other thing too is just making sure, if you have any listings right now, making sure we're getting those to market, right? Because that's the other thing. It's one thing to go sign a listing, but if it's taking forever to get that listing on the market, that's delaying the paycheck from coming. That's delaying from that deal, you know, to come as well, right? So think about, if you're actively pursuing listings, how long is it taking for you to get a listing signed to when you actually get it on the market? And what can you do? What's in your control to try to speed that up? I know the admin team handles a lot of stuff for you guys, but I don't want you guys to just set it and forget it, right? Because remember, this is your deal too, right? And the admins are running multiple deals. So if there's something that you can do to step in, to help out, to quarterback the deal, to check things, that's going to help move that deal faster, right? And get that thing on the market faster. Because nothing starts until we get the house on the market, right? That's when we start marketing the property. And then any listings that we have that are active right now, if it's been more than 21 days and you have no activity, there needs to be some sort of adjustment on that listing, right? That's usually the mark that we're using right now. 21 days on the market. If you haven't received any offers, you're not getting consistent showings, that's time to talk about maybe a price change, right? Don't let it go past 21 days. If you're waiting 45 days to have that conversation, well, you just delayed that, right? Yeah, exactly. The price drop at that point may have to be bigger because now you've waited twice the amount of time, right? So just keep that in mind. When you get a listing on the market, like that clock is ticking and you need to be in touch, like Mark was saying, like with your client every week. And at 21-day mark, like, okay, hey, Mr. Client, we're making a move, and set that expectation up front, right? Hey, this is the price we're coming to market at. Remember, the market is changing, it's shifting. So we're going to keep an eye on it every single week. And if in 21 days we don't have anything, this is when we have to talk about a different pricing strategy. Does that make sense, Mr. Seller? Are you in agreement with that? Do you see our methodology behind that, right? Get the buy-in from them up front, so that you can make those conversations happen. Any questions on this stuff, guys, before we move on in terms of what we got going in the pipeline right now? All right. Let's take a look at the market really quick, guys. I've been keeping you guys up to date on just kind of Santa Clara County market, what's active, pending, and what is sold in the last 30 days. As we see right now, a lot of kids are going back to school right now, right? My kids start school next week. Some of you guys have kids, they probably already started school, or they're about to start school. Right now is when we kind of see a little bit of a slowdown, right? The activity drops a little bit. That's normal. Then once people get settled back in, then, you know, people who really want to buy or sell start getting after it. But if we look at just like the single family inventory, you can see like 4 weeks ago, we had 13, 14 homes, right? 13, 14, a little over 1,300. And then this week we have 1,192, right? So week over week, the inventory has been going down on SFRs here in Santa Clara County, right? Same thing with condos and townhouses as well, right? We're at 900 4 weeks ago, and now we're at 810 this week, right? So collectively, we're seeing that inventory drop. Number of sales, though, this is interesting right here, right? We're at, what, 5 weeks ago, 650 deals that were pending. We're at 613 this week on the SFRs, and then we're at 282 and 293. So it seems like the activity, the number of homes that are actually going in the contract is kind of remaining steady, plus or minus, but the amount of inventory is starting to go down a little bit, right? So what can we make from this, guys? Just looking at this data. Actually, let's go sold data real quick. So if we go sold last 30 days, I'm looking at that number 2. We're at 720, 683, 677. And then for townhouse condos, 274 down to 261. So what can we make from this data when we're having our conversations with our
I think
our
the
buyers
first
and
thing,
sellers?
when you're talking about how the market's slowing down, or it's a little, during this time because kids are going back to school, I want you to understand that if you do have a buyer, that they are pretty serious. If they're out there looking for property, so those are the ones that you want to spend your time with, because they're, I mean, you can see in the market right now, there's some opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. So I think also leveraging, the situation what we're having with the interest rates, leveraging that information with your buyers that you're showing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Someone who's looking right now, what's their situation? Like, who has a hot buyer right now that's looking? Okay, let's just use one of yours, Blanca, as an example. Your hot buyer that are looking, do they have young kids that are going to school? Not yet. Okay. How about you, Shri?
No.
No. How about you, Mark? Oh, this is 3. Okay. So that's probably not as important right now, right? Zyla, I think you raised your hand.
I have a hot buyer. He probably will buy within a month, and he have a kid, but he's not going to school, regular school. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So out of the 4 examples, none of them have like school issues, right? Or school priorities right now, right? So they're probably going to be a little bit more serious because the school factor is not really affecting them, right? And so those are the ones you want to push, like, hey, right now, while other people are taking a break, this is when you make your move, right? This is when you try to get in and take advantage of the market. What else can we make for this, guys, in terms of sellers? Like, if we're talking to a seller, how do we use this data to convey where the market's going to a seller? So if I'm talking to a seller, what message can I give to a seller right now? If the seller is asking, like, hey, how's the market? What's the market doing? Based off the data that we're seeing, right?
know about the benefits and credit?
So concessions, benefits, credits. No, that's definitely part of it, but I'm speaking specifically to this data, right? When you're seeing the inventory go down, how does that affect a seller in today's market?
From seller, from buyers to sellers market.
So if inventory is going down, if there's less inventory available, yeah, there is some slight shifting. That's not what I'm looking for.
It gives them a better chance that their home's gonna get attention on the market.
Yeah. Yeah. So what Matt's saying is that their home will get more attention because if there's less inventory in a given neighborhood, right? If there was 5 homes for sale, now there's only 2 that you're competing with. There's less options for buyers. More buyers are going to see your home, right? So I want you guys to see like how you can use this data to speak to sellers right now, right? Hey, is it a good time to sell? Well, best time to sell is when you're ready to sell, right, in your life. But if you're asking where the market's at right now, we're seeing the inventory over the last 5 weeks it's kind of gone down because a lot of kids are going back to school and stuff like that. So a lot of people have pulled their home off the market. So if you come on the market right now, there's less homes that you're competing with, which can be a good thing for you, right? Especially for the serious buyers out there, right? More eyes on your property instead of spread out to all the other properties that were out there. You guys follow me there? Someone raised their hand on Tanya, you had something?
I was gonna say the same thing. I was just gonna say that, and then also add that maybe they might have a better opportunity with getting a better price for their home since now there's less inventory, but sales or kind of transactions are like kind of staying pretty much the same. So now people don't have much to choose from. So a bidding war is more likely to happen for their property, maybe.
Yeah, that's definitely a great observation, right? If transaction count is remaining roughly the same, but inventory is less, what we have is less supply, still steady amount of demand, right? So that could mean a better price for you, right? So I want you guys to, a good observation, Tanya. I want you guys to be able to see the data and then know how to tell a story off of it, right? Because it's one thing to just come to a meeting like, oh, we talked about numbers, right? But what do those numbers mean for the buyer or seller today, right? The ones you're talking to right now on your appointments, right? This is where you got to be able to translate this and help them see how this can affect them. And that's going to lead to you moving them forward, right?
And I like that it's real-time data, right?
Yeah.
It's not by this time when it hits the news, it's already passed, right? So that's why you guys have this information now. So now what are you going to do with it? You got to go out there and put it out there, show your clients what's happening, whether it's in social media or in your buyer and seller consultation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is good stuff. Like when you're if I'm on a listing appointment and I start talking about this, right? The sellers are going to be like, well, like most of these agents aren't really talking about that. They're just showing me comps, right? That's what a lot of agents do. These are the comps on your house. This is what sold a month ago, but they're not really telling them where the market's moving, right? And how to take advantage of that. That's going to make you stand out and potentially win more deals, right? That way. Your question?
Yeah, have you noticed a difference between like the groups of buyers between certain price points that some are more active than others in our current market? Something above 2 million versus something below 2 million.
I haven't looked at that data to be honest to speak on it like that, but yeah, definitely in the higher price points, it's just a different market, right? Some of those homes after you get out of like more into a luxury price point, those homes move a lot slower, right? I mean, if you just think about it, you have more people like in the median kind of price point that are transacting. The higher end, it's like some of those listings take a lot longer, right? Yeah, that's always normally the case, but a good exercise would be to like run these numbers on homes under 2 million or homes above 2 million. Depends what neighborhood too, because 2 million could be an average home too, right? So maybe 3 million or more, right? And then speak to that. Or if you know you're going to meet with a certain client that's in a certain price point, then run these numbers in their price point, right? And then now it's more relevant to them, right? Any other questions, guys, before we move on? Okay. I want to make sure this stuff's helpful for you guys. Okay, let's look at a couple things. I want to look at our follow-up boss leaderboard. All right, guys, this is just looking at our numbers from last week, right? The activity. My boy Mike Jones over here has been crushing it in follow-up, boss. 7 appointments last week, 8,600 points. Let's give it up for Mike getting after it. Mark as well, 6 appointments, 3,900 points. Jomo, 2,800 points. Those are your top 3 guys for this past week. Let's just give it up for them. Total guys of 42 appointments set this past week, 89 conversations over 2 minutes, 900 call attempts, 679 text messages, and close to 1,500 emails that went out. And you can see kind of the rest of the leaderboard there, just what people are doing. But what I do want to just say, guys, is just remind everybody that this right here is the bread and butter, right, of your business. It's getting in your CRM and making those calls and those follow-ups, right? You don't have to have as many leads, right? That's the other thing too, is sometimes we're chasing leads. Like, I need more leads. I need more leads. But what we got to remember is whatever leads that you do have, you need to make sure you're calling those leads, right? How many people are you calling? How many leads are you following up with? What's your average call attempts? And how many conversations are you having every single week, right? Because I know if we ran a report on how many leads each person has, it's all over the board. But that doesn't stop you from following up with your people, right? So I do just want to remind everybody that as we get busy with our deals and our clients, we cannot forget that we got to maintain that pipeline. We got to continue to prospect. Who was on the training that we did on Thursday of how to maintain that consistent income? I did a training, right? A big part of that, right, was, I think the message was, when you get a couple deals in contract, what a lot of agents do is they stop prospecting, because now they got their listing, they got their buyer, and like that becomes the whole focus of their world. They stop prospecting, and then once those deals close, or God forbid, one of those deals cancels, right? Now they're scrambling, right? Like, I got to go back to the drawing board, right? So the way to not go back to the drawing board is what? Yeah, never leave the drawing board, right? Like, always just stay on the drawing board, right? If you have to keep going back to the drawing board, that means you're just like stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. That just needs to be
We've been doing this for a while. We see that, right?
Yeah.
And again, guys, so you got to expect yourself already. Like, okay, I'm going to get a deal, and you got to mentally put in your place. And hey, I'm still going to do the basics, which is prospect. I'm still going to follow up my leads, right? And if you do that, you'll continue to have a healthy pipeline.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you do have deals going on, act as if you have 0 deals, guys, right? Like, every day, wake up, whether you got 5 deals in escrow, 2 deals in escrow, you always got to act as if you don't have any deals, because when you have that mentality, then you know you're going to have to chip away at following up with your leads, right? So I do want to point that out, guys, as you know, we go on vacations and get distracted and like all these things happen, right, in life. You got to still pick up the phone, guys. You got to still call people. What else are we looking at here? Mortgage Minute. How we doing on mortgages? What do we got going in the mortgage sector? You got anything for us, Steve? Jay?
It's improving. And if we hit the 6% range, it's gonna put more buyers in the market. With that being said, right now, you better take advantage of what you got in front of you, because as soon as it starts to flood with more applications,
Yeah.
it's gonna change pricing. And we're gonna start to see a lot of increases. So that's one of the messages I would definitely be getting out to anyone that's looking to buy right now, is that this market could change in an instant. Because the minute those rates drop to low 6s, we're gonna get a flood of applications.
Yeah.
And it's already been
Yeah, we're
told,
seeing
it's been talking about it a lot. So, and we're close, we're getting there. It just depends on, you know, what more of these tariffs are going to do. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on the back end as far as with our rates. It's not necessarily what the feds do. So it's more on the economic outlook that we're looking at, you know, jobs, you know, consumer spending, things like that. So with that being said, like I said, we're anticipating rates in the 6s within the next couple months. When that happens, prices will go up.
Yeah. Where are we at right now with rates? Like, so how far are we from getting to
I
that
think
point?
I quoted some, yeah, I quoted something like 6.375 Today,
Okay.
Right around 6.5, 6.375. And then in FHA, we're in the high fives.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think the big takeaway for me, guys, is letting your buyers know that there's a window of opportunity, right? Because like what Steve is saying is that once rates drop, more buyers come into the market, right? So if you have a buyer right now that's on the fence, say, hey, listen, let's go ahead and get you qualified. Let's go ahead and run the numbers because the rates have came down. So have them get pre-approved again, run the numbers based on the new rates, and then let them know, hey, listen, you're just going to get the property with this mortgage or with this loan now, and then we can always refinance, right? And then, we still can get the 2-1 buy down. Those are going to be in the fours. So you're going to get an interest rate at 4% with a 2-1 buy down, and we're getting them done.
and FHA, you're in the threes. So you can't beat these rates.
Yeah.
I mean, the payments that you can get on a home right now, if you take advantage of it, is awesome. But once again, you got to take advantage of it. So you got to show them the benefits. You got to show them the value of what is going on right now. Because if you don't show them the value, they're not going to know. And half the time when I talk to people, that's the first thing I ask. Do you know what a 2-1 buy down is? Or do you even know what a buy down is?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, is that when you buy the rate permanently? No, that's not. No one has explained that to them.
Yeah.
And that's when you really got to, show them that, hey, this is what we can do.
So how do we put this into content, guys, that generate leads? What would the message be right now? If you were going to take this information with the rates and go out there and distribute it to your social media channels, what would you be saying?
Any way to get the point across that I could possibly get you a 4% interest rate on your home.
Yeah. 4s or even 3s, right? So I would be summarizing what these guys just said and put this into some sort of message. Hey guys, rates are moving. We anticipate them coming down. When that happens, you're going to see a lot more buyers come out, a lot more competition. There's a sweet spot right now, right? Where you can still get a competitive rate. You can even use creative programs like a 2-1 buy down to get rates as low as 4% or even in the 3% if you're going FHA. If you're not sure where you stand, get in touch with me, right? Let me connect you with my trusted lender. Let me run the numbers. This is a free service we offer. At least see where you stand. If you guys put that information out there, guys, consistently every single week, you got people that are watching you. You're going to get hand raisers. People are going to DM you. They're going to respond. They're going to raise their hand. They're going to ask questions, right? Like the triplex. I put that out. The triplex. I put that out on social media, right? I got someone to hit me up. Hey, I'd be interested in something like that. How much is that going for? Right?
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to see if I could maybe double in that deal, right? For 1.7. But if I would have never put that out there on social media, just letting people know, hey, I got this new listing coming on, that's a missed opportunity, right? So what I'm getting at is don't just show up to the meetings and hear good information and say, okay, now I know this. Go out there and distribute it, right? Go talk about it.
A good way to be putting that information and getting a call back from this, if I'm able to get you at 3% or 4%, would you want to talk? And not have them reach out to you.
Yeah.
Question, getting them engaged in why should they talk or speaking to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing, guys, that I want to, they don't have to fill out a whole application to go to talk to Steve or to talk to the loan officer to really break it down, right? It's just information. And if they want to go to the next step. So the reason why I'm making that clear is because we want to create less hurdles when we meet with our buyers, right? And so just get on a call with our lender. He can answer any question you have, show you how you can get the rates in the 4s. And then if it makes sense, we can take the next step of actually getting you pre-approved.
Yeah.
Right. Because a lot of times people have the fear that they're going to have to upload their documents, get their credit pulled. But again, we want to go ahead and let them know we're not even there yet.
Yeah.
Let's just give you some information. And then if it makes sense, we can take it to the next step.
That's a good thing to mention right there. Actually, that's the good thing, right? Because a lot of times people won't want to respond because they think they got to jump through a bunch of hoops. So if you tell them on your video, on your content, wherever you put this out at, hey guys, all I need is, to ask you 3 questions, right? Down payment, income, credit score. And we can let you know more or less what your rate and payment could be and how much you qualify for right there on the spot. It's that easy. It'll take, 5 minutes of you just talking to one of my team members. So make it easy for people to reach out to you, right? So explain, here's what's going on. Here's the benefit. Here's how easy it is to see where you stand. Reach out to me. Let's talk, right? Like I challenge all of you guys to do that, right? This is not rocket science. You don't have to be a content expert. You don't have to have a videographer. an editor, nothing like that. You can literally just pick up the phone and say, hey guys, this is something we talked about at our meeting today. Boom, boom, boom. Reach out to me if you want to know more. Right? Who's up for the challenge, guys? Who's willing to do that today? Post it right now. Okay, raise your hand if you're willing to do that today. All right. How about we end the meeting 5 minutes early and everybody does it today, right? You literally just, hey guys, we just talked about this, like 15 seconds. And then we're going to see who gets a lead from that, right? We'll check in by tomorrow. I guarantee you one of you guys will get a lead from that, right? So just got to do it. How about at home? Actually, don't think you're excused if you're at home.
Something that you said about listings.
Yeah.
Before you cut a listing price, try offering that 2-1 buy down on there.
Oh yeah, it's a good strategy.
Because I'm telling you, most of the time, they're looking for payment. And if there's a good opportunity and you guys present it, you might get that call. So just giving you a heads up, you know.
So I'm gonna sweeten the deal really quick. Hold that thought, Mark. So whoever posts that video today on their story and tags me, I'm gonna buy you guys all coffee, and then I'm gonna take everyone who actually did it and put you all in a name, and I'm gonna draw one name, and then you'll get like $100 gift card. All right. So you all get coffee just for posting that, right? And then one person will get $100 out of the people who posted it. Is that fair? So this challenge is to every single. You don't have to be on our team yet. If you're a guest, that includes you too. Just tag me on social media, right? On there. Let's make this fun. Huh?
How would we tag you?
Just tag my name on there. You know how to tag? Mention, tag, right?
How do you spell your last name?
If you just go to @Enrique, I should pop up. Yeah.
Following them.
Well, in case those who don't know, we're visiting right now. That's why I'm-
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. That's for the people. If you don't know, right? Just tag my name @Enrique, the Enrique Medellin. That's my name on Instagram. If you do it on Instagram. All right, there we go. We're giving away coffee and money, right? What was your Mark? You had something.
About advertising a buy down on a listing. Are you allowed to put that in the public notes or just the email notes? Are you allowed
As long as you're not quoting specifically a program or anything like that, you can put it in there.
I think you could say seller is willing to participate in preferred financing, discount incentives or something, right?
Open to offering.
I've seen that too.
On the public?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because as long as because remember, the thing that they're looking for is if you put an exact rate, then they might come after you for that. Because then you have to be able to give that rate to every single person that sees that. See, that's the thing. That's the
More
mentality.
general.
It's got to be very general.
Yeah.
So if you're going to offer something, make sure it's general.
So in your listing description and even the private remarks, I would put like asterisk, seller is willing to offer, concessions towards buy downs for qualified offers, right? Something like that. So that will show like on your Zillow listing, all that stuff there. Just put that in there.
Rates in the lower threes if you wanted to.
Be careful with putting rates though. Don't put the rates. Be vague, right? Just say seller's willing to play ball. Basically, that's in those terms, right? And put that out there. Yeah, like just advertise it, guys. I'm not the MLS, but the worst thing is the MLS hits you up and says, "Hey, you can't have that in there. You got to take it off," right? Yeah. But if you have a listing and like, hey, I got to get this listing to move, right? Why not try to sweeten the deal? I mean, new builds do that all the time, right?
Yeah, they offer it all the time.
Yeah. They give incentives. They advertise those, right? Go with our preferred lender, get this, get that, right? So why can't we do it? We should be able to do it. Yeah. I don't think it's an issue, guys. As long as you're not quoting a rate itself, right? Okay, let's see where we're at, guys.
What are we posting again? We talked about. Okay, got it.
Okay, so Matt asked, what are we posting again? Okay, so again, the content you're posting, if you want the coffee and win $100, is you need to talk about what you learned today in our meeting about the rates rates are moving, they're going to be going down. That's going to create more activity. Right now, you could still get a rate as low as this or that, right? And
4%, right?
yeah,
Okay.
as low as 4%, right? If you've ever wondered,
It's hit 6%,
yeah,
the market will change. Right? Keep that in mind.
yeah.
Soon as that
So,
rate hits 6%.
so just to recap, right? Talk about where the rates are headed. Hey, we anticipate, hey, if you're someone thinking about buying, we anticipate rates are going to be going down, right? In the next couple months. When that happens, a lot of buyers are going to come out of the woodworks, which is going to probably make prices go up. So right now is a sweet spot where you can still get a good deal. We're talked about today rates as low as 3 or 4%, right? So if you're not sure where you stand or you just want to see what you qualify for, I can make it very simple. Like ask 3 pieces of information. I can let you know exactly what you would qualify for and what your payments would be, right? Reach out to me, blah, blah, blah. Something along those lines, right? Here's where the rates are going. Here's the opportunity. Give me a call.
Is, look at what we've done in the past. So I think we just closed one and we got them low rates in the 3s. So easy to just go back and say, hey, we just closed our client. They got rates in the 3s. Are you interested in something like that?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Keep it simple, guys. Keep it short. It shouldn't be no more than 30 seconds.
And then see, now you're falling back on something that we actually did.
All right. Let's move forward, guys. There's no way to mess it up, right? It's just the message is, yeah, it's just putting the message out there. Couple announcements, guys. I wanted to this Saturday, right? Just a reminder to everybody, this is our Day at the Park event. I just want to reiterate and stress that this is a really big event for us, right? So we need all hands on deck, right? Remind you guys to don't book any appointments on Saturday, right? This is, block that day off. You guys should all be at the event. We have 270 people RSVP'd. Our goal was 250 and it's sold out, and I still had people hitting me up, so I bumped it up to 300. So we're at 270 right now. Usually the last week is when all the last minute people come out and try to get their tickets, right? So I'm pretty sure we're going to hit that 300 mark, right? I know for sure. And there's probably people friends and family that are just going to show up that don't RSVP too. And there probably will be some people that registered and don't make it, right? It happens every year. But what I do want to get at, guys, is there's going to be at least over 250 people in attendance. This is a big event, right? You're going to want to be out there. You're going to want to be networking, talking to people. If your past clients are there, your friends and family, this is your time to, welcome them, help them out, stuff like that. Get content, right? All those different things, and just have a good time, right? Just have a good time. But just want to make sure that everybody knows that this Saturday is the event. From 1 to 5 is the event. Please be there an hour early to help, right? At least an hour. If you can get there by 12 o'clock, we have vendors that are going to help set up, but there's always, little things that need to get, hey, help me move this or that. So if you can get there at least an hour before, guys, to help set up, make sure it's good. We'd really appreciate it. Anything else, Jay?
Well, I think, just be there, like I said, an hour before and dress, it's probably going to be hot.
Yeah.
So make sure.
I think it's going to be like 80, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Not as hot as last time, but
Just
still
dress
warm.
comfortable. Yeah, we'll have a good time.
Is there gonna be water sports?
We'll have like a water balloon fight. Yeah, right.
Yeah, we usually have water balloons. There'll be activities for the kids. There'll be DJ, food, drinks, snacks, snow cones, face painter. Like it's a whole thing, right? It's going to be a fun time. It's a lot of fun and just hanging out, right? Mingling and just having a good time in the sun. Zyla, you had a question? I can't hear you. Zyla, you're on mute. Sorry.
How can we know how many people are enrolled from, for example, my side, from my clients?
I can share the guest list with you once I get the final count, if you like.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would like to know because I don't know. I've sent so many emails. but I don't know who has joined from my side. So do you have any way to check that, or it shows that that's the person she signed under this realtor name?
Yeah, whoever signs up, they would put under their name, right? Because they have to reserve the tickets. So if it's John Smith, they would be John Smith is the one reserving the tickets, right?
No,
So
as a
I can
realtor.
send that out to you. No, they don't mention a realtor because you just go in there and you just sign up your own name for your tickets.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got
You just put your name, your email, and just how many tickets you want.
And you just can
Um,
walk in, or do you have to show the ticket?
No, I mean, we'll have it printed out. So
Mhm,
we'll have the guest list printed out. So people will need to check in and register because there's a raffle that they enter.
mhm,
So there'll be a registration table. People show up to the front, they register. We give them a raffle ticket. We're going to be raffling off prizes, TVs, stuff like that.
mhm.
Yeah. So all of that.
Got it.
But make sure you show up. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys, about Day at the Park? You have something, Blanca? You're raising your hand. You look like you were going to say something. Yeah.
It's a fun event, guys. We've been doing this for over 10 years.
Yeah.
I know it's a really, really fun event. I think the biggest thing that Enrique is trying to come across is just make sure you guys are there.
Yeah.
Right? Make sure you guys are agents. You know, our team, we put this on. Our admin team does an amazing job. You know, we have it down, a system down to do this, but we just want the agent support to be there so they can, you know, have a good time with the clients and support the team.
Yeah.
I know what I wanted to say.
What were you gonna
It
say?
is a really fun event, and I have a family of past clients. They do not miss it every year.
Yeah.
I probably have about a good 5 that have come for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
And they're coming in.
Yeah.
They're
So,
excited.
yeah, I mean, for them, it's exciting. They love it. They have a great time. So I'm happy that we're doing this continuously because it's a nice day to just reward and catch up and hang out and mingle with the clients and family and friends and make it a point. I know everybody's sometimes is busy and you can't, but you have to be there because if anybody of your clients show up that you're unaware of, they ask for you.
Yeah.
They really do. I'm here for Shelly or I'm here for Shri. Where are they? And, you know, if you're not there, we have to let them know they're not here, but come in and have a great time. So
Yeah.
it's meaningful. Trying to
Yeah.
make it a point.
Because Enrique does a great job, guys, of emailing our whole database.
Oh yeah. Everyone's gotten emails, guys.
Yeah, so text message and email, right? So again, maybe even if you missed to invite your clients, PRG invited them on your behalf.
Yeah. And you got to remember, I don't know who your clients are. Like, I don't see your clients. I don't know what their faces look like. We've had clients come up like, oh, I'm here for so-and-so. And I'm like, they're not here. All right. That's embarrassing, guys. Right. So don't, huh?
Link for the event is in the chat as well.
Yeah. The link for the event is here in the chat. Mike just put it in there. So be there, guys. Be there, hang out, have a good time. Don't get too drunk or nothing like that. Yeah. Let's go. Let's move on. Couple more announcements, guys, before we wrap up. I wanted to remind everybody, guys, about our Thursday trainings, right? Just the format and stuff like that. Some of you guys have been on, but there have been some people that have missed them. So every Thursday now, our training is only online. And we break it up into 2 groups, right? So if you're in tiers 2 and 3, I'm the one hosting the training. It's less of us. It's more higher level stuff. And if you're in tier 1, if you're still an agent who's newer or still ramping up your business, Jason is the one hosting that because we're just talking about different things, right? And so number 1 is you need to make sure you know what tier you're in, right? If you're in tier 1, 2, or 3, if you don't know, please reach out to me. But just know that there's training every Thursday and it's 2 groups and it's all online. And we're going over some good stuff. Yeah, we're putting a lot of time and energy and effort to make these trainings impactful and give you stuff that's relevant to where you're at in your business, right? So if you're still newer and still ramping up, it's a lot more fundamental stuff. It's a lot more making sure we're managing our pipeline, stuff like that. If you are now someone who is up and running, you are producing consistently, but now we're trying to get you to the next level. We're talking about a lot more higher level strategy stuff. And the other thing too is, guys, is you have something to look forward to graduate. So like if you're in the tier 1, once you get to a certain production level, then you're going to be coming over with me into the tier 2 and tier 3 training, right? And so this is something that we rolled out this quarter, and so far it's been going well. But we just need to make sure people show up to the training. My training so far, I've had probably like 80% attendance.
I'm probably closer to like 60, 70.
You've had about 60 or 70, right? So there's still some people who aren't showing up. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that the training's happening. And if you're not sure, message one of us, put it in Slack, and we'll get back to you. We'll make sure you get the right link.
And we're also recording.
Yeah, we're also recording them, right? Because we do realize there are some people that for whatever reason they can't make it, or they're sick, or maybe they have another job or another obligation. So we are recording these and then sending them out.
The best if you're there to
Yeah.
participate and get the most value out of it.
Yeah, exactly. When you're there, you can ask questions, participate, get your questions answered on the spot as well. Any questions about the training, guys? The format of the training?
Is the training, it's on YouTube?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So I want to show you guys, so number one, making sure everybody knows about our YouTube channel. So if you go to prgcoaching.com, that's like a shortcut to get there. You could even go on YouTube and just search PRG
We
Real
want to
Estate.
make sure that we're there for our clients.
So all the videos, like the trainings that we record, we then go in here and we post them on here. Right? So if you look on our YouTube channel, there is 281 videos on here. There's a lot of training, like from over the years, all these trainings we've done, they're all on here. And so like the training I just did last Thursday with the higher level group, right? Talking about pipeline mastery and creating predictable income. It's about an hour-long training. It's recorded and it's on here. Blanca did a training, helped me do a training the previous week, having success with sellers, right? A lot of good information. You get to hear Blanca kind of walked us through her process of how she gets, her appointments to show up, how she converts her listings and stuff like that. A lot of stuff on here. Now Jason's are starting to get recorded as well and go on there. So guys, like there's a lot of stuff on here if you just go onto these trainings right here. So if you're ever at a point where you're like, I need to level up, I got some free time, I got an hour or something, I'm driving or I'm at home, go on here and watch one of the videos, right?
Also, we have the agent launch.
Yeah. We also have agent launch. That's the other thing. Just want to make sure everybody knows that this stuff exists. So the shortcut is launch.realestateprg.com. It takes you to log into this portal. And then agent launch.
It's not sharing.
Let me share this tab. Okay, so agent launch, guys, this is our online training program, basically. And so it's called agent launch. And so what I've done is rather than you sorting through all those hundreds of videos that I have, I put them in order, right? There's probably, I don't know how many there are in here. There's probably maybe 15 videos, right? That you got to go through. So if you're someone that's newer to our team, newer to the industry, you want to learn our systems, our processes and stuff like that, I basically put them in a format where you just follow this stuff, right? So the first pillar is getting started, right? So you start here. It's an overview of the thing, some business fundamentals, how to calculate your income and activities that you must do. And then we dive into Follow-Up Boss, how to set appointments in Follow-Up Boss, the scripts, right? And then we go into how to generate leads, right? Open houses, how to create an open house lead capture page, how to use YLOPO, our marketing thing. We talk about Zillow seller leads, Zillow flex leads, marketing yourself on social media, right? Which are basically the pillars that we talked about, right? There are 3 pillars. Then we go how to do a consultation, right? How to do a buyer consultation, a listing presentation, and how to show homes at a high level. There's 3 trainings here. And then once you get a deal in contract, what happens next, right? How to get that over to our admin team. If you sign a listing, what do you have to do next? Yeah, agent launch. So if you ever don't know, just send us a message and we'll get you the credentials. But you should have, when you got started with us, our VA, Michael, should have sent you an email with all your logins and passwords. Yeah. But what I want to point you guys to, guys, we won't go over it too much in detail. I just want to show you guys that this is here, right? So this is where, if you're newer to our team or you're getting started with the business, this is where you should be spending your time at, right? You should be in agent launch every day until you get through those first kind of 5 pillars. You should be at our Tuesday team meeting and you should be at our Thursday training. Those 3 areas right there is going to get you up to speed really, really fast. It's going to show you the systems and the processes. And then this is also how we're able to start giving you leads and stuff like that. Because if you haven't done any of this, then we're not going to feel comfortable getting you on lead rotation if you don't know how to follow our system, right? And then when you have questions about this, like Christian, for example, when you have questions, this is where you join the Thursday meeting with Jason. And that Thursday meeting is like a check-in where he can answer questions about this, right? All right. Any questions about just kind of this format and how it works? Yeah, so prgcoaching.com, that's the YouTube channel, right? That's where you'll see all of our trainings and our recordings.
And what's the name of this one?
This is Agent Launch. So Agent Launch, it's going to be, I'll put it in the chat. It's launch.realestateprg.com. I'll put this all in the chat. So when you go to launch.realestateprg.com, it takes you to the Agent Launch portal. And when you onboard with us, our VA, Michael, he's the one that does all the onboarding. He should have emailed you your passwords, your logins, all your stuff so you can access everything. Any questions, guys, before we wrap up?
I just want to add that, what's great about this system is that you can go at your own pace.
Yeah.
Right? So if you want to really get this done within the next 5 days, you can really dive deep into this and get you guys up and running so that you can start receiving leads. Right? You can then come to me and say, hey, Jason, I see some leads. So go ahead, let's go ahead and interview me. So let's see the presentation. See if I can do the solid presentation. All right. So this is an opportunity for you to go ahead and take it to get the next level for you at your pace.
Yeah, I don't think we're muted. So some people can hear us. Can you guys hear me online? Give me a thumbs up.
Yes.
Okay. And if you have questions, you guys can just message me directly, Jason or I, and we'll get you pointed in the right direction. But I just want to let you guys know where the resources are at, right? These are the resources there, right? So just recap one more time. Tuesday meeting is this meeting, sales meeting, right? Thursday meeting is going to be the specific trainings that we're doing, right, for the different groups. And then the agent launch, that's like go at your own pace, watch these videos on your free time, go through those different pillars there and get up to speed on all our stuff, right? I don't expect you to remember all this stuff. I mean, it takes time to really get this stuff down, but just make sure if you haven't watched all of these videos, like if you're seeing this, you're like, hey, I haven't went through all of these. Like I know this or I know that. This is going to fill in the gaps for you, right? And then also for my agents who are experienced and up and running, there's a whole advanced section here, right? So this is where I've taken a lot of like the trainings that I've recorded in the past and I put them in like advanced categories. So newer agents, just stick to like the 1 through 5. Don't move on to advanced. Advanced, there's like a lot more stuff in here where if you want to go in there and like, hey, I need to learn how to convert more of my leads to appointments. So I want to learn how to do a market update video or more training on the listing presentation. There's a whole more advanced training on that, right? Yeah. Basics first, then you can move on to advanced. All right. Last but not least, guys, let's get a quick count, a deal count, right? In Slack. So if everybody can go in Slack right now, what I want to know is just put a number in there. How many hot buyers or hot sellers do you have that can get in contract, that could potentially get in contract by the end of this month, right? So if you're actively writing an offer or showing homes, like, hey, once we find the right home, we're writing an offer. You got an active buyer, that's going to count as 1. If you have a listing that's on the market and like, hey, we should be getting an offer soon, or it's about to go on the market, you can count that as well. But whatever you think over the next, today's the 12th, right? So we've got a couple weeks left in the month. And so this is where I just want to get a pulse from you guys of what you guys have that's hot right now that could potentially go this month of getting into contract. So just go in the Slack and just put a number in there. Or you can put, hey, I got 2 buyers, 1 seller, or whatever, however you want to put that. So I see some of you guys already putting your numbers in there. 1 buyer, 2, 1, 1. Yes. I'm sorry. If you don't have any, then you don't have to put anything. Yeah, this is only if you have something right now. And if you don't have anything right now, guys, I mean, that's what should we be focusing on right now? Prospecting, right? Going out there, open houses, calling your leads, posting on social media, getting active, right? Attacking the 3 pillars that we follow for lead gen, open houses, social, SOI, and online leads, right? Making sure you're getting after those. All right, we missing anything?
5 minutes to post online.
There you go. All right, let's do that. All right, we're going to wrap this up now, guys. And so this is the time right now where you got 5 minutes to post your video on social media, right? We're doing this contest. Just pick up your phone. Let people know. This is the opportunity with the interest rates right now. Rates are expected to go down the next couple months. That's going to stir up a lot more activity in the real estate market, which means prices might go up. It's going to get more competitive. So right now is a perfect opportunity. If you're someone that's looking to buy, you can take advantage before everybody comes out, right? We're seeing rates as low as 4%, as low as 3% with these special programs. If you want to know where you stand, what you would qualify for, reach out to me, how to take advantage of it, right? Anything like that. Say it in your own words, guys, right? But basically that's the message, right? This is what's going on. This is what's the opportunity is. Reach out to me, send me a DM, post that video on your social media, guys, on your story, tag me in it, coffee on me, and then one person's going to get $100. We ready? All right, guys, let's just do it right now, right? Who's doing it? Go ahead, do it in the room, do it outside. Go ahead. We're ending the meeting 5 minutes early, so you guys could go take advantage of it. All right? Five minutes, guys. Tag me in your video. Tag me. No one's excused.